12 Days of Christmas. The 12 Days of Christmas, also known as Twelvetide, is a festive Christian season to celebrate the Nativity of Jesus. The 12 Days of Christmas starts on the 25th of December till the 5th of January. The Eastern Orthodox Christmas is among the 12 great feasts that come next after Easter importance. The Nativity of Christ is a 3-day celebration. The formal title of the first day is the Nativity according to the flesh of our Lord, God and Survivor, Jesus Christ. Christmas Day, if it is considered to be part of the 12 days of Christmas and not as the day preceding the 12 days, is celebrated by Christians as the Feast of the Lord.
Twelfth Night is usually seen as the night of the 12th day after Christmas, but in Sweden, Christmas is day 1, so Twelfth Night is the 13th day. The British used to celebrate Twelfth Night with a drink called Lamb's Wool made from roasted apples, sugar and nutmeg and beer. The Dutch celebrate it with a midwinter hornblowing competition dating back to 2500 BC. In Livonia, on the shores of Baltic, in the Middle Ages, werewolves were thought to rampage between Christmas and Twelfth Night. Henry VIII, George Washington and George Bush, the elder, all celebrated Twelfth Night by getting married on that day in 1540, 1759 and 1945. Since 1795, a Twelfth Night cake has been made at Drury Lane Theatre in London.
Bodhi Day is the Buddhist holiday that commemorates the day that Siddhartha, the Buddha, experienced enlightenment, also known as Bodhi in Sanskrit and Pali. Bodhi is the understanding by the Buddha regarding the true nature of things. It is traditionally translated into English with the word enlightenment, although its literal meaning is closer to awakening. The verbal root bud means to awaken. The term Buddhi is also used in other Indian philosophies and traditions.
The Bonsu Winter Carnival is an annual winter carnival in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario and Canada. The carnival is held every February and began in 1964. It has grown to become one of Ontario's top 50 festivals, as well as Canada's second largest winter carnival, next to Montreal Carnival in Quebec. The festival features a diverse program of outdoor, indoor and activity events, as well as cultural activities including concerts, ice sculptures, a polar bear swim and ice hockey. The Bonsu Winter Carnival is a remnant of French-Canadian culture, tracing its roots back to the Montreal Carnival. The carnival is named after its mascot, Bonsu, created by Ken McDowell.
Boxing Day. Boxing Day is a holiday traditionally celebrated day following Christmas Day, when servants and tradesmen will receive gifts known as the Christmas box from their bosses or employers. Today, Boxing Day is the bank holiday that generally takes place on the 26th of December. In the UK, Canada and some states of Australia, Boxing Day is primarily known as a shopping holiday, much like Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. In the United States, Boxing Day sales are common in Canada. Many retailers open very early, 5 a.m. or even earlier, and offer doorbuster deals and loss leaders to draw people to their stores.
In China, every year they have a festival to celebrate the New Year. It is called Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is also known as the Spring Festival. It goes off the lunar calendar, which means the moon. This year, Chinese New Year animal is the Year of the Monkey. Every year the animal changes. For example, 2014 was the Year of the Horse. The types of activities they do is give money in red envelopes and light firecrackers.
In 1989, a Norwegian citizen named Trygve Borge brought the corpse of his recently deceased grandfather, Bredo Mortzel, to the United States. The body was preserved on dry ice for the trip and stored in liquid nitrogen at the TransTime Cryonics facility in San Leonardo, California. In 1993, Bredo was returned to dry ice and transported to the town of Nederland, where Trygve and his mother Ord planned to create a cryonics facility of their own. The story caused a sensation. In response, the city added a festival to celebrate and every year do crazy things such as dress up and stand on top of cars.
Festivus is both a parody and a secular holiday, celebrated on December 23rd. that serves as an alternative to participating in the pressures and commercialism of the Christmas season. It has been described as the perfect secular theme for an all-inclusive December, gathering originally a family tradition of scriptwriter Dan O'Keefe, who worked on the American sitcom Seinfeld. Festivus entered popular culture after it was made the focus of 1997 episode The Strike.
Hogswatch is a festival celebrating winter and the new year across most of the main continent. It falls on the 36th of December. It includes traditions as well, especially Hogfather, a sort of scary version of Santa with added tusks and wears red and white to signify blood and snow. He drives a sled drawn by wild bears rather than reindeer. Another Hogswatch tradition is that witches must go out that night. Like other rules, this one is observed by the screech of the whip.
The marking of the massacre of the Holy Innocents, who were traditionally regarded as the first Christian martyrs from dates of the year 485. In the Middle Ages, the day was a festival of inversion involving the reversal between children and adults such as teachers and priests, with boy bishop giving some church service. In some religions, such as medieval England and France, it was said to be an unlucky day when no new project should be started. In Spain, Hispanic America and the Philippines, till 28th December is still for pranks, equivalent to April Fool's Day in many countries. Media, like newspaper, radio and TV, often give fake content or distort news as well.
The Longest Night Festival is known by many names, such as the Blue Christmas Service and the Service of Lights, held on the eve of the winter solstice, which is December the 21st. It's celebrated in the North Hemisphere. The meaning behind this festival is that a modern Christmas religious service designed to temper and struggle with darkness and grief faced by those living with loss. They celebrate the festival for their lost loved ones.
New Year's Day is observed on January the 1st, the first day of the year of the modern Gregorian calendar, as well as the Julian calendar. The New Year's Day is marked on the feast of the circumcision of Christ, and is still observed as such in the Anglican Church and Lutheran Church. New Year's Day is probably the most celebrated public holiday, often observed with fireworks at the stroke of midnight, as the new year starts in each time zone.
New Year's Eve is a celebration which is held on the 31st of December. People from all over the world come together to celebrate the new year. New Year's Eve is also known as Old Year's Day or St. Sylvester's Day. In many countries, the last day of the year is on December the 31st. In many countries, New Year's Eve is celebrated. To celebrate the new year, they made a film about it.
Pancha Ganapati is a modern five-day festival celebrated from December 21st through 25th in honor of Lord Ganesha, patron of arts and guardian of culture. The festival was created in 1985 as a Hindu alternative to December holidays like Christmas by Robert Hanson, Western convert to Hinduism, who founded the Hinduism Today magazine and the Saiva Church headquarters in Hawaii. The festival is uncommon among traditional South Asian Hindus.
Saturnalia was an ancient Roman festival in honor of the god Saturn, held on 17th of December of the Julian calendar and later expanded with festivals through to the 23rd of December. The holiday was celebrated with a sacrifice at the Temple of Saturn in the Roman Forum and a public banquet followed by private gift-giving, continual partying and a carnival atmosphere that overturned Roman social norms. Gambling was permitted and masters provided table service for their slaves.
Shrove Tuesday, known in some countries as Pancake Day, is a day in February or March preceding Ash Wednesday, the first day of Lent, which is celebrated in some countries by consuming pancakes. The expression Shrove Tuesday comes from the word shrive, meaning absolve. or to obtain absolution for one's sins by way of confession and doing penance. Shrove Tuesday was once known as a half holiday in Britain. It started at 11 a.m. with the ringing of a church bell. On Pancake Day, pancake races are held in villages and towns across the United Kingdom. The tradition is said to have originated in 1445 when a housewife from Olney, Buckinghamshire, was so busy making pancakes that she forgot the time until she heard the bell ringing for the service. She raced out of the house to the church while still carrying her frying pan and pancake, tossing it to prevent it from burning.
Saint Stephen was the first king of Hungary. He was the first Christian martyr. It's an official public holiday in Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Luxembourg, Macedonia, Montenegro, Moselle, Norway, Philippines, Poland, Romania, Serbia, Slovakia, Slovenia, and Sweden. This is celebrated on the 26th of December in the Western Church and the 27th of December in the Eastern Church. Many Eastern Orthodox churches adhere to the Julian calendar and mark St. Stephen's Day on the 27th of December according to that calendar, which places it on the 8th of January of the Gregorian calendar used in a secular context.
The most popular theory about Valentine's Day is that Emperor Claudius II didn't want Roman men to marry during wartime. Bishop Valentine went against his wishes and performed a secret wedding. For this, Valentine was jailed and executed. While in jail, he wrote a note to the jailer's daughter, signing it "From your Valentines."
Each year in December, visitors from around the world gather at Stonehenge early in the morning to mark the winter solstice and to see the sunrise above the stones. The sunrise of the 22nd December at 8:04 a.m. The winter solstice is the most important day of the year at Stonehenge and a truly magical time to be there. It's an ad hoc celebration that brings together England's New Age tribes, Neo-Druids, Neo-Pagans and Wiccans, with ordinary families, tourists, travellers and party people, hundreds of them. For many, the impulse to arrive at Stonehenge's time for the solstice is a little like all those people drawn to the strange, rocking, close encounters of the third kind. It's akin to a spiritual experience. Anyone who has witnessed the crowd become silent as the sky begins to brighten can attest to that.
Christmas is a celebration which is held on the 25th of December. Most families come together and share a magical time. Christians believe Jesus is the light of the world, so the early Christians thought that this was the right time to celebrate the birth of Jesus. Everyone sings carols on Christmas. The name Christmas comes from the Mass of Christ. Some people say that the Christmas season officially begins when Santa arrives at the end of Macy's Thanksgiving parade.
Christmas Eve is the evening or day before Christmas Day, occurring on December 24th in Western Christianity and the secular world. Christmas Eve is widely observed by Christians and many others. Christmas Eve is celebrated in different ways around the world, varying by country and region. Elements common to many of the areas of world include the attendance of special religious observations, such as a midnight mass or vespers, and giving and receiving of the presents.